and we failed one just now. So, you know, the usual shit. Alien encounter. We've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Awikrike system. These strange objects have been flagged as gamma aliens until we can learn more about them. We should proceed with caution. And we've already met aliens. They're doing their own survey efforts. So let's immediately start towards contacting them. So it looks like we're going to have probably some neighbors just a little bit to the south. Well, they'll be neighbors at first. Later, they will be a target for vassalization as I establish my empire a bit more. Natural wormhole. We've detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon on the edge of the Niavo system. A rift in the very fabric of space-time is formed here, creating a wormhole that our scientists speculate may provide a conduit through subspace to another wormhole located somewhere else in our galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could potentially allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other in a matter of days. Unfortunately, this wormhole, like the vast majority of its kind, is inherently unstable. Any vessels foolish enough to pass through it would be ripped apart in seconds. And yes, if it could somehow be stabilized, ... Crystalline asteroids. The Niavo system is home to an unusually dense asteroid belt that is displaying some unique properties. Several of the larger asteroids are covered in crystalline outcroppings that would suggest the presence of extremely rich mineral deposits. However, long-range sensors are tracking sporadic movements from what appears to be several small objects, or possibly spacecraft, in the denser regions of the belt. We are unable to get a fix on them, but the debris from at least 2 destroyed mining stations can be seen floating in space next to some of the larger asteroids. Something isn't right. And they're not wrong about that. This system is a very valuable one. I recognize that event, I've seen it a number of times before. This system can be very valuable, to the order of like 30 or 40 mineral value. It can be a very valuable one, but it has a secret. There are some enemies that show up after you start to do a certain amount of mining here. And those enemies... How do I put this? They like to destroy your mining stations and make mining anything but the star itself where you put your outpost completely impossible. And they have quite a bit of military strength. I don't remember how much it is, but I think it's somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000. So for the early game, that's quite a lot. So we're not going to be mining that system anytime soon, though I will be claiming it for myself and establishing an outpost.
Science
just
Division
to prevent
reports
anyone
a new
else
breakthrough.
from taking it. Finished researching powered exoskeletons. So now I will research standardized corvette patterns so we can build our corvettes faster and for less alloys.
Construction complete.
There's that done. Scientist levels up. And now our colony ship is en route to Alpha Centauri. start
Anomaly
setting
found.
up our second colony. First survey scans show abnormal readings from the outer atmosphere of Niavo 1. The science team is eager to do a second and more accurate scan of the source of these readings. Alright, it's gonna take a while, but I'll let them do that. As I said, quite a lot of mineral value in the system, but you have to deal with those enemies I mentioned to be able to exploit it, really.
Construction complete.
Get an outpost up there. That's our goddamn Gaia planet. I want it. Okay. Next thing we're going to grab is colony development speed increased by 25%. Setting up Elysium took a while. It was like 4 years, so if we can speed that up, I really would like to do that.
System reconnaissance completed.
Another survey is done. We're now to 30% on our chance of a breakthrough in this project. And it's no longer possible for us to fail at getting any progress. Though we can get just one clue, there's also a 30% chance of 2 and a 30% chance of outright success. Which is quite nice. And we are about to jump this colony ship into Alpha Centauri now. Nice. Here we are. Lost prototype ship discovered. Spuria Quirinius is ecstatic. After more thorough scans, the anomaly turns out to be a spaceship. Intriguingly, it was one of ours. Our crew recognizes it as a prototype as one of our prototype FTL capable ships, thought to be lost on a test flight years ago. Its orbit is unstable and the ship is slowly descending into the atmosphere. It seems to be undamaged, but energy readings are minimal. We received no response to our hailing. In order to be able to further investigate what happened to the ship and its crew, the orbit has to be stabilized first. Spuria Quirinius has already come up with a plan. Yes, indeed. Save this piece of our history. Issues the stabilized prototype orbit. He gains 200 experience, but we lose 20 influence. Research the project, please. Now up to 40% chance of success here. So let's see what this project does this time.
Special project
It
complete.
increased by 1. Turned out to be quite a bit more tricky than anticipated, but the prototype is now in a stable orbit and ready to be examined more closely. HMS Strabo is commencing docking. You gain 150 engineering research, and he gains 200 experience.
Construction complete.
Soul Starbase finished its work on building more ships, so I'm going to build even more. Urgent message. An urgent message has arrived from Spuria Quirinius. The crew is dead. Their mutilated corpses are floating through the depressurized sections of the ship. As there is no decay in vacuum, You can only guess for how long they have been dead. It remains a mystery for now why there's no atmosphere, as the ship's hull appears intact. The ship seems to have run out of energy a while ago. It will take some time before we will know more. How horrible. You know, I've never...
Permanent communications have been established with an alien empire.
I'll get back to that in a second. After successfully translating their language, we have established communication with the Lenara corporate holdings. Those guys we were talking to down there. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities have been terminated. Gained 53 influence. Greetings, I speak for Chief Executive Officer Rhizome of Silver, and the wealthy elite of the Lenara corporate holdings. We are always looking for new trading partners among the many diverse and delightful alien nations we encounter as our ships explore the galaxy. We serve High King Edward Autumn Star the Ninth Lenaire. The news that we've encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has been received with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms what we'd long suspected. We are not alone in the galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular Xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating we achieve space flight at roughly the same time. This changes everything. Indeed it does. Now, get out of their space before you go missing. Would be my suggestion, but you're probably going to fail at that. As you can see, they have a decent chunk of space right there. We're equivalent. Their fleet power is superior. I'm going to have to work on that and build some more ships. We only have a fleet of 9, though we have another 2 queued up. But they're not too high on my priorities list right now. I don't imagine they'll be that into attacking us anytime soon. But I want to grab those 2 systems, if not those 3, so that we have a choke point against them if war should break out. But I need some more alloys. There. Get some alloys. And then get over to do that. And then move there. Grim discoveries. All energy cells were exhausted, so some of them had to be replaced with reserve cells from the HMS Srabo to get at least some of the ship's systems online. The logbook shows this crew joking in joyful anticipation of their first FTL flight, and then all recordings broke up shortly after the ship's FTL engines were activated. It is hard to assess how much time passed before the recordings started again. The flight seems to be over and the atmosphere has changed completely. Those same faces smiling a moment ago are now distorted by pain and screams echo as they mutilate themselves. The recording ends abruptly. Shall we investigate further or leave the dead to rest? Oh, that's honestly kind of disturbing. But we have to know what caused this. I can't just leave it be. I just can't, I'm sorry. Even though this is probably kind of a stupid thing to do. And we're going to find, like, the alien from Alien on this ship or something. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Working through the sensor data recorded during the FTL event, Spuria Quirinius came to the conclusion that the prototype and its crew left our plane of existence and entered another dimension. So this is more like the warp, like them being pulled into the warp and some alien creature mauled them all to death. Where our laws, natural laws, do not apply, the severe mental stress must have driven the crew to madness. While reviewing further data, she were interrupted. She was interrupted, by the way, by the noise of the crew fighting and screaming. One of the scientist's assistants had seemingly gone mad and was trying to destroy the HMS Strabo, while shouting incoherently about how the prototype demanded more passengers to the other side. With no shortage of luck and at the cost of some injuries, the rest of the team managed to confine him aboard the science ship. After this event, Spuria Quirinius chose to destroy the prototype and everything it might have brought with it from this other side by remotely using the ship's self-destruct device. We might never know what exactly happened to the ship and its crew, but our science team is alive and the chief scientist's colleague is on the way to recovery. Tragedy averted. Spuria gains 250 experience, and we get 79 physics research. Well, that was honestly kind of fascinating.
Inbound message traffic.
That we can just get something like that out of the middle of nowhere. I just find an FTL ship, pre-FTL ship of ours, and all of a sudden we're dealing with mad crew members trying to destroy our ship because as the gods of chaos demand it. It's a bit mad, but kind of neat. The corporate holdings want a non-aggression pact with us. The galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about a war between the High Kingdom of Terra and the Lenara corporate holdings. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace. I'll agree for now. After all, if we decide to go to war with them, we can always break that non-aggression pact. I won't make a commercial or research agreement, though, because I would like to be in a position where I can invade them without having to mess up our economy, if at all possible. Now we're bringing in our ship to set up our second colony.
Inbound message traffic.
They want a research agreement? I'm afraid I have to decline your proposal. That would create too much of a diplomatic relationship, and I would eventually
Our
like to
pioneers have
crush
made
you.
planetfall.
So that's just not an option. This colony will be complete by 2217-1001. So it's not that much of a reduction, but it is a slight reduction.
Construction complete.
Now, build them their mining stations, yo.
Construction complete.
More ships in the fleet. They're still superior, though. But I am building our outpost here, so at the very least, that can be our front line against them, even if I would prefer it was there. But I think this is a good point to stop this. I think this is a good point to stop for now. So I'm going to call it here. This has been DarkPhoenix Gaming, and you have been watching Stellaris, Ancient Relics with the High Kingdom of Terra. I hope you'll join me next time for more expansion and a bit of a miniature arms race with our corporate neighbors. If you've enjoyed this, then please hit that subscribe button or follow button if you're watching this over on Twitch. And if you want to catch the more high quality edited down versions of these streams in the 30-minute chunks, then you can find them over on my YouTube channel. Link down in the doobly-doo. So, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. So long for now.